Hello, everybody, and welcome to
the Respect Women podcast.
I'm host A, Minn Fresch.
And I'm host B, Young Tableau. On the cut, on wax, uncut, unseasoned, tasteless.
Rated X.
For teens and up.
And today we're gonna have a grand old time talking about how much we respect women. See, other podcasts, you listen to them, and you're like, this is pretty nice, Joe Rogan or whatever.
But do they respect women?
Right, you'd never know if they respect women. Here, you're coming in, the first thing you know about us is that we are vehement woman respecters, and this podcast is going to be dedicated exclusively to respecting the fair sex.
If you go to www.rutgers.edu, you will see that we are, in fact, the number one rated women respecters on campus.
Yes, absolutely. As compared to other campuses or other students at the university?
Both.
Yes. Nobody... Well, okay, I don't want to say nobody, because there's probably some, 8-year-old Asian kid who's better at it than us, but, very few people
probably a woman, too,
even conceivably respect women more than we do.
Yeah.
So we decided, hey, let's channel all this woman respect into something that other people can enjoy listening to. So hence this podcast. It is the Respect Women podcast. And guys,
girls.
Guys and girls out there, any listeners of any sex...
whether you're getting it or not.
Whether you're getting it or not. I would like to make a call to action. So even before we start here, I want you guys to go to vocaroo.com and record a voicemail, and we will listen to it on the next episode of the Respect Women podcast. Here's what I want in the voicemail. Just a brief voicemail length explanation of some woman you respect. It could be a type of woman as well, any historical figure, a current celebrity,
if you're
a fictional woman even.
If you're a woman, it could be you. We're trying to promote self-respect within women as well.
Yes, exactly. So record that voicemail. If you're not comfortable doing that, you can also leave a comment and we'll read off all the comments, probably. I was gonna say the most interesting ones, but we're probably gonna get very few at first.
Make sure to, if you are a woman, specify that you are a woman in your comment by ending it or beginning it with a double X. Okay, this way I can use my woman voice, which has remained unchanged since I was 8 years old.
Yeah, it's just your normal voice, right?
No, it's like this.
Alright, maybe don't leave the X's.
If you don't want me to do the woman voice, do XY or YX. Okay?
Do those represent the chromosome?
Yes. I'm a bio minor.
You're right. So...
CBN, though.
Anyway, definitely tell us about the women you respect. You know what? If it's your mother, everyone respects their mother. That's the one off-limit thing. It has to be someone with substantial...
Her mother.
Yeah, it can be your grandma. But, pretty much everyone respects their own moms, so maybe don't call in talking about how hardworking and great your mom is, because we know just inherently that people respect their mothers.
Unless you're Eminem.
But if you have a replacement mother figure, then maybe talk about her even.
I don't even think Eminem has that. It's
very
sad.
He doesn't. It's really pathetic.
That's why Renegade was... No, Renegade was really good. That's why... What was it? Relapse?
I don't remember.
Recovery?
I don't know any Eminem albums. I only listen to music by women because I respect them. Anyhow, let's get into the main show here. And basically how this is going to work is both Young Tableau and I have brought in women to talk about how we respect them so much.
Metaphorically, of course. There's only the two of us. It's not physically here.
Yeah, we didn't actually bring in women into the studio, which is just my dorm, to record the podcast with us. That's coming soon, but first episode is just the two of us, and we're talking about the women we respect. And we respect all women equally, but we respect some women more equally than others. So I want you guys at home to vote on who you think respects the woman they brought in more.
And if you vote, then you get other guys and other women to vote. It's going to be called the Respect Women Challenge. Okay, that's WEMON space RESPECC. I don't know how to spell challenge. Challenge.
Okay.
Okay, it has to be that exact spelling. When you do the hashtag, you have to use a colon to separate the words.
Oh my god. Yes. All right. Let's not make it too complicated. It's their first week, maybe we'll do the elaborate stuff once we get some traction on this.
Yeah, by the next semester of this podcast, we're going to go up to all advanced, honors level.
So just let us know, actually, you know what? Just let us know what woman you walk out of the podcast respecting more, the woman I brought in or the woman Young Tableau brought in.
But in a respectful way, not like I'm going to take you as my woman and, objectify you.
Right.
Not like going away with, not like taking her away, but more like walking away with her, you know what I mean? It's respectful.
I presume so, yes. Just always respect women. If you don't respect women, we're not going to read your comment. We're not going to listen to your voicemail. You have to respect women.
Yeah.
Or at least pretend to really well.
Yeah.
So that we can't tell that you don't actually respect women. All right. Anyway, the woman I brought in for this week is...
Your mom.
No, that would be hilarious, wouldn't it? Oh man.
My mom.
No. It's nobody's mother. Well, okay, she was a mother, but probably the first
woman.
Yeah, probably the first great woman in history, actually.
The first woman?
No, it's not Eve. That's for a future episode. Or, maybe if you happen to bring in Eve. We don't know who each other's women were.
Yeah,
he could have brought in Eve. I don't know.
Yeah.
But my woman is Hatshepsut, the ancient Egyptian pharaoh.
I thought you were going to talk about some anime shit.
No, of course not. Although there's probably an anime with a character named Hatshepsut in it. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. But anyway, first of all, ancient Egypt, probably my favorite ancient civilization. You know why?
Why?
Because they were so ahead of the curve with respecting women. Women were able to get educated, they were able to own property, they were able to be at any point in the caste system. They didn't treat women like complete garbage and disrespect them like other ancient civilizations, Norse. So that's why ancient Egypt already has a special place in my heart. Simply because I connect with them on a deep level with how much they respect women, But Hatshepsut in particular is one of the most respectable women in ancient Egypt history. She was not the first female pharaoh, but among the first. And she did an incredible job. Even her forefathers didn't do as great of a job. And foremothers. Didn't do as great of a job at being pharaoh as she did. So how did Hatshepsut get to the point where she was pharaoh? Well, she had a very strong bloodline. First of all, she was the daughter of a king and a king's brother or something like that.
But if we say that one of her most important qualities is her bloodline, then we're actually objectifying her. So this is one of her qualities, but not necessarily the most important. It just so happens that we're chronologically saying it first.
Yes. I'm just talking about how she got to the point where she was pharaoh, because you had to crack a few eggs to get an omelet. You know what I mean? So you had to do a few things that might imply that women aren't respectable in order to get to the point where everyone's respecting you as a woman. You see what I'm saying? She had to play with the system to overturn it.
She had to make a lot of omelets.
Yes.
Well, but isn't that a bit sexist to say that women have to cook in order to be successful?
It's metaphorical. They metaphorically have to cook, and metaphorically cooking could be anything.
Like cocaine? Like crack?
No, cooking. Yeah, it could be...
Yeah, they didn't have crack back in Egypt.
No.
I mean,
maybe they did.
No, they didn't.
Are you sure? The cocaine.
Leaf
that's right. But anyway, she came from a very strong bloodline. She was very successful in her education as well. So, children, if you're out there, if you want to follow in the footsteps of Hatshepsut, do really well in school, and you might just become the next great pharaoh.
Yeah. All the Egyptian girls out there, focus on getting good grades. There's plenty of Egyptian universities. Some of the oldest universities in the world are in Egypt.
Yes. Additionally, she was also very studious when it came to Egyptian religion. I love ancient Egyptian mythology personally. I think it's underutilized in media in favor of Greek and Roman mythology too often. So she was very knowledgeable and very devoutly religious, which, you could say what you will about religion and their history with women, but this was Hatshepsut's own prerogative. She wanted to pursue this knowledge in religion, and she went out and did it, and as a result, she became the pharaoh. And as pharaoh, she did what no pharaoh had done before. Well, actually, probably some pharaohs were working at it, but she did a better job than all of them. Her major accomplishment was she built a bunch of trade routes with neighboring nations, and as you know, that's very good for your economy. So it's clear to me that Hatshepsut loved the Egyptian people and wanted what was best for them. So instead of doing what Khufu did and building a bunch of, unnecessary temples and, stealing everyone's riches, she actually led the country to a better economic place. And I don't understand why, the male pharaohs before her didn't, do this as well, to be honest. But it's because she was a woman, and I respect Hatshepsut for taking initiative and understanding her position in a better way than those before her did, and improving the nation of Egypt as a whole. And when Egypt is improved, respect for women is improved, because as I briefly explained earlier, ancient Egyptians were pretty solid. Yeah. Well, it had a lot of women, and also they were culturally, they had a very profound respect for their women versus other similar, comparable ancient civilizations, at least. Obviously, if you're a woman in the modern era, you go back to ancient Egyptian times, unfortunately,
you die of cholera.
Well, that was A. But
sorry, malaria.
B was you probably wouldn't have been treated, as equally as women are today, thankfully. But still leaps and bounds ahead of other ancient civilizations is what I'm saying. It's all relative, Also, as a pharaoh, if you're able to command as much respect as Hatshepsut did, and also be a woman,
yes,
then I think that's pretty impressive, pretty worthy of respect. So anyway, that's why I respect Hatshepsut so much. Very important pharaoh, huge accomplishments. Huge accomplishments. She also, built a lot of infrastructure that, stood the test of time. Like, she built a couple of temples, and they withstood just architecturally better than other temples at the time. I don't know if that was directly her doing, or if there was some coincident advancement in technology at the time. But I think the fact that the temples are still standing is the Egyptian god sending us a message. You had a female pharaoh, and this temple is still standing. Therefore, you should respect women. So this woman even managed to get Ra himself to respect women.
The sun god.
Yeah, that's the sun god, if you weren't aware. So yeah, Hatshepsut, respectable woman, respectable pharaoh, definitely I respect her. And nice. I don't know how else to proceed, because I think I've said most of what I needed to. Who is the woman you have brought in, young Tableau?
My waifu Chisa. She's a woman, and I respect her. Yeah.
Is that the end of your presentation?
Yeah, I respect all women.
Okay, but are there any aspects in particular that you want to talk about that you respect about Chisa-San?
She's surprisingly respectable.
Surprisingly? She's a woman. How is that surprising that you respect her?
Oh, this is a good point. Unsurprisingly, yes.
Yeah. Any aspect of her personality that you really like?
I like how she doesn't, immediately just like murder her cousin. Which is what most women would do when they met him.
Okay. Yeah.
She respects other women too. That's a big part.
Yeah. So, if you want context, Chisa-San is from the anime Grand Bleu.
Grand Bleu. Sorry, this is my pronunciation. I'll say it in the American for compatibility mode. It's from the anime Grand Blue Dreaming.
Okay. And her cousin is the protagonist of the show. And he's a typical frat boy, essentially, almost. No?
That's the older students. He's more like what you would be like in freshman year, or now.
No, but he starts to emulate them pretty accurately. Gets drunk at parties and
strips all or almost all of his clothing.
Yeah. So Chisa-San, I feel like if you're that type of person, a lot of those people. I'm not saying all, of course. If you're in a fraternity, I'm sure, and you're listening to this podcast, I'm sure you're. Or a sorority.
Or a co-ed fraternity.
Of course.
Or a co-ed sorority.
Do those exist?
Yeah. Didn't I tell you about how I'm going to make the world's first pre-med, pre-law co-ed sorority? You have to be both pre-med and pre-law.
And you have to be co-ed.
Obviously you have to be a co-ed. A student at Rutgers.
Right, of course. Point being, not someone who would, immediately beget respect from women.
Wait, do you think that they have fraternities at all women's schools too?
Yeah, 0 membership fraternities. I'm sure they do.
I mean, there's empty sets, right?
You have... No, you're right, because fraternities have chapters all over the place. Yeah. You would think they would have some at women-only schools. I don't know.
Huh. Oh, we'll get on that.
Any women from women-only schools, first of all, much respect to you.
Yes,
Second of all, tell us if there are any fraternities at your school. We're really curious about this now.
Wait, are there co-ed fraternities at women's schools? That would make sense, right?
Yeah, that would make sense.
It can be non-zero.
It could be. They have women and men, but 0 men.
Yeah. It's the union of a non-empty set and an empty set is obviously a non-empty.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe, but let us know, please. Women in all women's schools.
Yes. Anyhow,
Chisa-San didn't immediately murder her cousin, so that's a reason to respect her, I presume.
After, of course, the fact that she's a woman,
Yeah. Okay, so that's reason 2 to respect her.
No, that's reason 1.
Okay.
Yeah, I respect all women.
And what were you saying after that? She also respects other women?
Yeah.
Can you explain... Did she demonstrate that, or do you just assume that she does?
I just assume. I want to. She's my waifu.
Okay, well, that's fair. Everyone, people have their strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
One of her strengths is that she respects women, presumably.
Verily.
Yeah. Have you actually, watched the whole show?
Yeah, I read the manga, too.
And you still don't know a way in which she's respected women the whole entire course of the story?
I mean, she doesn't really have a very well-developed personality, but she's drawn very well.
Okay, so...
You can really see the full emotions,
Is the artist a male or female of this manga? Know.
But if the artist is a woman, I respect her.
Right, okay. So you respect his or her creation?
Yes.
Very much. I see. So, that's great. You respect Chisa-San. Is that all you have for us today?
No!
Okay, do you want to elaborate a little more about how you respect Chisa-San?
I have another woman who I respect.
Well, we were trying to do one per episode, but that's okay. Go ahead, respect this other woman. Who is it?
Chisa-San's sister. I don't remember her name, though.
Okay.
But she's also a woman.
Yeah, you respect her so much that you don't remember her name.
I know her name. Chisa-San's sister.
Sister, okay. I mean, that's one thing you could call her, and I'm sure she would respond.
Yeah.
Alright, and why do you respect Chisa-San's sister?
Well, she's a woman.
Okay. Any more than that? Are you claiming that your respect for women is so powerful that they're comparable to my reasons for respecting Hatshepsut.
Yeah. I respect more women but I respect more women by accident than most guys do in their entire life on purpose, okay?
Okay, so what you're saying is that like you respect women to the point where the fact that they're a woman means you respect them more than I respected Hatshepsut for all the reasons I listed, besides being a woman.
Bro, I'm on so many levels of women respect. You're like a little baby.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then explain to me one other reason why you respect Chisa-San's sister.
Oh, she has a nice ass.
Okay, that's good enough of a reason for me. Alright, so here we have Hatshepsut, we have Chisa-San and her sister. Those are the two women who you, the viewer, the listener, the consumer of our product, have to decide who do you respect more after we've given our spiels. Is it Hatshepsut, the pharaoh who did a spectacular job at building trade routes, improved the infrastructure of Egypt, and used her cunning and her intellect to get into the pharaoh position? Or is it Chisa-San, who has nice bounty bits?
Yes. Very, she is a computer animation, so yeah, she does have bouncy bits.
Yeah? Bouncing physics?
No, bouncing bits, like bytes.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Computer,
okay,
so,
yeah. She's not hand-drawn?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
That's unfortunate.
No. They spend all that budget on like comedy writing or something. It's very funny. Best anime.
Can you state the name one more time so people can search it out and maybe watch it and respect the women in it?
Okay, I'll say it once regularly and once in compatibility mode. Grand Bleu Dreaming. Grand Blue Dreaming?
Okay.
What do you think of my American accent? It's pretty good. Yes.
I feel like you're going to tell me to drive to the candy store and
take me
along the highway.
Store. I'll take.
Did you know that British people don't call it the highway?
What do they call it?
I don't know, but it's not the highway.
It's called the road.
They also call traffic circles roundabouts. That's like such a British thing.
Well, but that's like wait, traffic circles and roundabouts are different things. You know that, right?
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not. They are the same thing.
No, look it up. Let's look it up.
All right, we'll look it up right now.
Traffic circles are not as complicated as roundabouts.
All right, here we go. Traffic circle versus roundabout.
You know, half the roundabouts in the world are in France.
What is a roundabout? Oh, traffic circles are larger than roundabouts. Interesting. So I was mistaken when I made fun of British people for calling traffic circles roundabouts. They're two different concepts.
Yes.
But roundabout is, that's a yes song. It's not an actual physical object. Come on, Britain, get it together.
Anyway, have you ever heard the 50 Cent song Candy Store?
Candy Shop, you mean?
Yeah, Candy Shop. I always forget.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Have you gone through all your notes?
I have gone through all my notes.
Oh, nice.
I mean, I went through them all when I just explained why I respect Hatshepsut. That's all the notes I needed.
Alright, you want to go lightning round?
Lightning round? What do you mean?
Alright, you got 5 seconds. 5 women who you respect. Ready? Go.
My mom, my aunt, my sister, my female cousins, and my grandma.
Okay, I think that was 5. This is good.
Yeah.
Alright.
Why don't I do you?
Sure.
Ready?
My mom, her mom, her mom, her mom, her mom.
Alright, that was 5 in 5 seconds. I thought you were going to continue after 5 layers of grandmother.
No. I got 5. That's all I needed.
Okay, I see.
You know what they call the person who graduates bottom of the mathematics track, right?
Who is that?
Mr. Abhinav. No. Don't reveal my government name.
Unbelievable.
Want to do thumb war? Okay, live thumb war.
Alright.
5, 6, 7, 8.
You have to respect women.
We respect women.
Yeah.
We respect
women. Respect women.
Oh.
2, 3, 4. 5.
Damn it. Who? Oh.
I won the thumb war, so I guess that means I respect women more for this week at least.
Yeah.
Next week it could be different. But it is the pilot episode. Normally I would like these episodes to be like 30 to 45 minutes long, but since we didn't have any voicemails to listen to or any comments to read, it's running a bit short. So we gotta wrap things up.
Wait.
Name your woman one more time.
Chisa-San.
And my woman was Hatshepsut, Pharaoh of Egypt.
Wait. What if we just include like 2 to 3 hours of white noise at the end of this podcast so they can go to sleep? Take a 12-hour nap.
That would be the worst thing ever. I would never do that to you.
3 hours.
Okay,
take it or leave it.
Think about it. These listeners are respecting women.
Oh.
At least they should be.
Yeah.
So we can't have them falling asleep because that means there are fewer awake people respecting women.
This is a good point, yeah.
You didn't even think about that, did you?
Blazing, like, gangster rap from the late 90s.
I'll just play some, ditty about respecting women.
Oh, even better. We just play, like, really loud, very incredibly painful, scratching, like, screeching sounds. Like, made in Audacity.
No, I refuse. I refuse to subject our very woman-respecting listeners, also female listeners, who we are supposed to respect.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, we can't subject them to that.
Bombshell. Wait. What if in Audacity we made it so that we have the fade out, or so we reverse the entire episode audio, and then we do a fade out, so it's like this. Where it gets
and then you flip it again.
And then we flip it again, so it fades in, basically. And then we increase the volume so that it starts regular, and then it just gets louder and louder as the episode progresses.
That's definitely a technique, but I don't think I would employ it in my audio engineering career, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, so I'm thinking about releasing a collector's edition of William Fulton by Young Tableau. You remember my first mixtape, right?
Yes.
But, like, it's going to be in reverse. So, like, I'll take every song and then, reverse the audio. And then I'll re-put it in the same order. I think it'll have a different feel.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, your raps will make just as much sense.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
The beats are probably going to sound whack, though.
Yeah. I mean, I told you about how I can rap in Mandarin, right?
Yeah.
What you don't know is that in Young Tableau, if you listen to me backwards, I'm actually rapping in fluent Cantonese.
Yeah, if you listen to it backwards, you're actually respecting women the whole time.
Oh yeah, that's a good point, because if you ever, like, make a song in which you disrespect women, you can play it backwards to make it a song about respecting women, right?
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah.
I think. That makes sense to me. If you have some sort of device that would, like, disrespect a woman, you just put the batteries in backwards.
Yeah. No one dare put the audio for this in reverse, okay?
Yes.
We do not disrespect women.
No, not at all. If you put that audio in reverse, I will come to your house and respect all the women in it.
Yeah. Usually, those dudes don't have any women in their house, so, that's pretty trivial.
Yeah, exactly. So I will have accomplished my task without even doing anything.
Yeah.
Makes sense. But anyway, so this has been the Respect Women podcast. Once again, I'm going to tell you, please leave your comments. Please leave your voicemails. That's vocaroo.com. Record the audio and send it to respectwomenpodcast@gmail.com.
And if you are a woman who wants to apply to be in our top 10 respectable women poll, then please go to www.rutgers.edu.gov.co, where you will see a form that says, I am a woman's and I would like to be respected. If you fill that out, that will mail us, through FedEx, that will FedEx us your information. Don't worry about putting it in, we'll figure it out. And then we will feed that through a very powerful manual AI. Basically, it's a dude we found who just does a lot of linear calculus for us.
It's my roommate.
Yeah. He just manually does all the gradient updating and whatnot. It'll take him about 10 years to train out this data set, but once that's done, we will determine who is the most respectable woman with an accuracy of 0%.
Yes, absolutely. So we will make sure to set that up by the time this episode gets released.
Yes. Remember,
but that brings up a good question. If a woman doesn't consent to being respected, can we respect her?
See, the problem is that if she doesn't consent to being respected, and Okay, so let's say that we do respect her.
Yeah.
Then we respect her.
Yeah.
But if we don't respect her, then we actually respect her right to choose
Yeah,
whether or
right.
not.
Dude,
So,
that's a good point. So either way, we respect the woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the goal is, the whole objective is, if you don't want to be respected, then you can't not want to be respected.
It's impossible for us to respect a woman. If there's a woman who doesn't want to be respected, she just broke the entire universe, okay?
Yeah.
We have an inherent contradiction. Don't you dare say that you don't want to be respected. The world will end.
Yeah. We know that you secretly want to be respected, after all. Okay, anyway. I'm ending the show here. It's gone.
Young Tableau.
And I'm Minty Fresh, and we respect women. Tune in next time when we will also respect women.
Yeah.
Different women this time, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.